Transform your finances with these 5 lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How did you spend the year 2022? Were you able to meet your financial goals? If so, congratulations. But if not, what do you intend to do differently this year to transform your finances? Oh, you don't know yet? Then don't worry. This is the video for you. After watching this video, you can rest assured that your finances will improve if you apply these lessons from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for dropping by. Today we are discussing the lessons from Robert Kiyosaki's bestseller, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you have read it, this will be a refresher for you, but if you still need to, there is no cause for alarm. Today we are revealing the financial lessons many people may not have paid attention to until now. It is our strong belief that your finances will experience a remarkable turnaround once these lessons are applied, so stick around until the end. Often, it is not the fault of the poor. The problem is that they learn poor habits from their parents or those around them. When they go to school, it is not much different. The education system is wired to teach them how to work for money, but not how to make money work for themselves. Robert Kiyosaki, in the 90s, wrote his best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad and revealed to his readers that there is a way to transform their finances. In the book, he opined that the critical trouble with working for money is that a job is a temporary solution to a long-term issue. People always believe that if they upgrade their salary or wages or secure a new job, they will have enough to spend or use. Regardless, if you have not learned how money works, it would be somewhat impossible to have enough. Kiyosaki, the author of the book in question, said that money alone wouldn't solve the problem. If anything, it would plunge most people into more debt. So what does Robert know that we don't? So let's unleash the secret to financial independence. Number 1. Learn to make your money work for you, just like the rich. First, live to work or work to live is not a new phrase. You must have heard it repeatedly. This is one of the basic concepts addressed in the book, and this is so true in that most people work to survive and not precisely to get rich. If a money problem arises, they ride them out or ask for a raise. But quite unfortunately, this is a vicious cycle that most middle and working class people fall into. On the contrary, the rich don't work for their money. What they do differently is buy assets that generate income. This is one of the critical lessons in the book that must not be joked with. Robert Kiyosaki says if you work for money, your mind will continue to think like an employee, and you will hardly make a boss move that could move your finances forward. The moment you start thinking differently, like a rich person, is when you begin to see things in a different light. Make your money work for you by investing. It doesn't matter if you have a job. Begin to think like an investor. Remember, mindset is everything. The reason for this is simple. If your money isn't working for you and making money while you're resting, you'll never become wealthy. Number 2. Financial education is the greatest asset you can possibly have. Contrary to what you believe or know, this book says money isn't your greatest asset, and that is the gospel truth. The single most powerful asset we possess is our minds. Kiyosaki says if we train our minds well, it can create enormous riches. Also, if people are prepared to be adaptable, have an open mind, and comprehend, there's a high chance of getting richer. Another essential thing to learn from the book is that intelligence solves problems and produces money, but money without financial intelligence could be lost in time. While it is true that some people could get a raise or financial windfall, another fact is that unless you've disciplined yourself to be the kind of person that can deal with that amount of money or income, the money will soon vanish. Make no mistake of confusing high education and success in your profession with financial literacy, and you can be successful and widely educated but still be financially illiterate. It is pertinent to be knowledgeable in finance as the bulk of financial problems arise due to a lack of proper financial education. Number 3. Learn the distinction between assets and liabilities. Many people don't know the difference between an asset and a liability, but don't fret. This is nothing to be ashamed of. An asset is simply something that puts money in your wallet, and a liability is something that removes money from your wallet. The gaping difference between the poor and the rich is that rich people acquire assets in shares and property investments while poor people add up on liabilities. People often buy liabilities and mistake them for assets, but they are not. For example, we buy luxuries first, like big cars, heavy bikes, or big houses. A rich person would never be caught doing these things as the rich buy assets first, and the proceeds from the purchases buy luxuries. Ultimately, the poor or middle class buy luxuries first, and the rich buy luxuries last. It's called delayed gratification. Try it out if you need to turn your finances around. Number 4. Discover the reason for doing what you do. When a person's purpose is unknown, abuse becomes inevitable. Everyone wants to be rich, but only a few want to struggle and put in the desired effort. From the book, we learned that we must have a clear purpose in mind. And one of the critical questions to answer is, why do you want to earn more passive income? The reason for some people is that they want to work only for some of their life. They want to have some control over how their time is spent. Some want to support their children financially, while others want to give back to charity or the community. To reach your financial goals, the first thing you have to do is write down your whys, because it will inspire you. Be sure to do this sincerely. Number 5. Pay yourself first, then others later. To be rich, you must first strive to control your finances. This is crucial because it would be easier to become wealthy with financial discipline. So how do you go about this? The simple answer to this is pay yourself first. To go about this smoothly, make sure you invest a certain amount into income-generating assets at the start of every month. Sometimes you will inevitably come short. And what happens then? Use the pressure from upcoming bills to motivate you to devise creative ways to get enough money to sort the bills before the bill collector comes knocking at your door. Indeed, it isn't easy, but its importance is enormous. Kiyosaki was not suggesting that you become irresponsible because you want to pay yourself first. You must still pay your bills, but make sure you put yourself first. These lessons may look trivial, but one of the mistakes you can commit is to look over them and not do what they suggest. Many people have used this secret formula, which has worked for them. You could be the next. We have come to the end of the video. What do you think of these lessons? Have you applied them before? If yes, let us know in the comment section. Until the next time we come again with another educational video, consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and remember to share it with your friends.